Hola, y bienvenidos a Amores Patos. Hi, welcome to Amores Patos. I'm your host, Anna.
And I'm your other host, Faby. This is the podcast where two best friends get together and talk about
duck facts,
duck lore,
duck virum fortitudinum,
and DuckTales.
Kids start their podcasts?
They usually do really cool cold open.
Cool.
And how does this keep happening to us?
How does this keep happening? Okay, what's something we can talk about to start the episode? It's been a minute and 30 seconds. We have said nothing of consequence. Podcast over. Walk away. Oh no, Faby, we've lost the ability to speak. Ah!
Because nothing happened.
Nothing happened in this episode. Looking up like lore for Duck or Falls, I'm like, fuck if I know. I went through the episode list of DuckTales 1987 as if, like, did they go anywhere in the Middle East? Did they go anywhere vaguely similar to this? No! Yeah. The closest thing I could find was Barkladesh, and that's not even close! Is it? Have we started the episode?
Yeah, that's how we started.
Complaining. Nothing happens in this episode. It was all for nothing.
Yeah.
Episode over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad episode.
No.
I know we're complaining right off the bat because we didn't know how to start the episode if it wasn't obvious.
Yeah.
We lose the ability to speak sometimes, and when we don't have a fun cold open.
It's not like I can just shove her so we can start.
Yeah. Does it even count as a cold open if it's a podcast? I guess it does.
I guess other people
for
can
us
do
it does. Yeah, we don't get it. If it happens before we get into the title of the episode, the credits. It's our version of a cold open.
Yeah. But sometimes it's hard to come up with.
It's hard sometimes. Sometimes it just happens.
Yeah.
Like the Christmas episode, that'll be easy.
Mm-hmm.
And what's next? Is next one the New Gods on the Block?
Yes.
Yeah, that'll probably be easy.
Mm-hmm. Just
Who
watch
knows?
us just completely jinx ourselves.
I am, as we speak, I am currently jinxing ourselves.
But it's just because there's no anecdote that we can talk about in relation to this episode.
No, they're like I did research.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, it's a fine episode. It's fine. Honestly, sometimes it's harder to talk about the fine ones. Because, the ones we don't like, at least we can, rag on them or rewrite the episode.
Yeah. I think basically just the corn one. I think so far.
The corn one infuriates me in such a way.
The corn one.
The corn.
What is it called? The Golden Armory of Cornelius Coots.
Yeah.
I think our least favorite episode.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah, it's bad.
Oh no!
It's a bad episode.
Yeah, no. Did not enjoy that one.
Yeah, but
the funniest part was Louis getting hit in the stomach with a shovel though. That was amazing.
Yeah, well, this episode has, some freaking hilarious jokes.
I think even our least favorite episodes will have good moments.
Yeah. But yeah,
I think this suffices a cold open.
Yeah, we did it.
Yeah, we did it.
We did it.
Let's pat ourselves on the back. And we shall commence with our recap of Season 3, Episode 15, The Split Sword of Swanstantine. The story for this episode is by Frank Angonis, Madison Bateman, Colleen Evanson, Christian Maglehayes, Ben Simon, and Bob Snow. It was written by Christian Maglehayes and Bob Snow. The storyboards are by Stephanie Gonzaga, Crystal Ureta, and Brandon Warren, John Conway, Haley Foster, and Ben Holm. And it was directed by Matthew Humphreys. Alright, for our watches, we have Matilda McDuck watch, which, we're close. Just wait for the episode titled Matilda McDuck watch.
Yeah!
And Benzino Gasolini III.
Hey, everybody, I'm here.
Honestly, if he would have been here, it would have just, like, the
It
best
would have
episode
worked!
ever.
Fuck! Fuck! It could have worked! Why didn't they put him in the Spiceatorium?
That would have been so cool.
Fuck! Instead we have like The Rock, a young The Rock. Did you notice him? I noticed him on my rewatch.
No.
When they're in the Spiceatorium, there's a guy, there's like a dog, who's in like The Rock's black turtleneck and the gold chain. He's there! In the background. He's there. I couldn't tell if he had a fanny pack or not, but he looked like that one picture of The Rock.
Yeah,
like a young
I love
The
that
Rock.
picture.
Yeah. I was watching, I'm like, is that? Yeah.
Oh.
But he has like a beard and stuff, which obviously The Rock doesn't have. That leans more Mr. T. But he has like The Rock outfit.
Mm-hmm.
Like the black turtleneck and gold chain. I'm like, the melding of the two. The most powerful force on Earth.
Oh my god. Mr. Rock.
Mr. Rock! Mr. The Rock.
Mr. The Rock, yes.
Alrighty. It is now time for the game show within our podcast. It is now time for Duck or False. Alright, Faby, for your Duck or False question. Duck or False. In the comics, Rocker Duck has a habit of eating his own boot when he loses to Scrooge McDuck.
Duck.
False!
Fuck!
It's his hat.
Got.
Yep, you got. Yeah, so it's just like a thing. Like,
Yeah.
he'll just eat his hat. He'll take a bite out of it or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think, as I ranted in the beginning of this episode, there's no original DuckTales episode like this whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
So in trying to find a Duck or False to create, I went to them. Okay, what characters are in this episode?
Yeah.
Rocker Duck. And I was reminded by the fact that Carl Barks only ever had Rocker Duck show up in one comic.
Oh.
One comic he appeared of Carl Barks's, and then Italy saw him and were like, "Is anyone gonna use this guy?"
Is
Nope.
it going to expand the universe?
Yeah. Nope. All right, we'll just yoink, yoink.
Oh my god.
And they ran and like.
I want to be a character that is beloved by the Italian audience.
Yeah, great. So yeah, I think as I said way back in the Outlaw Scrooge McDuck episode, Rocker Duck is really big into Italy.
Mm-hmm.
And he would reappear in the Don Rosa comics, or at least in Life and Times.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he's very, very rare in the American comics.
Mm-hmm. I wonder why.
I know, yeah. And why isn't his name Rock-a-Feather?
I think we talked about this one.
Did we? It's so much better.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this earlier today. I'm like, Rock-a-Feather is better.
Yeah, I don't know.
It rolls off the tongue. Better than Rocker Duck.
Rocker Duck. It's like, I get what you're going for, but...
Yeah, and it's not like with Mark Beeks where he was going to be Mark Duckerberg, but the Disney lawyers were like, "Oh my God, they're going to insult a billionaire," and didn't let the DuckTales crew name him that. Like that I doubt that was an issue.
Yeah.
For Carl Barks, considering Rockefeller was dead.
I can't tell you.
Hey Siri. When did Rockefeller die?
Here's an answer from Wikipedia.org. Rockefeller died of arteriosclerosis on May 23rd, 1937. Less than 2 months shy of his 98th birthday. The case
Yeah, okay. 1937. Yeah, he would have been dead by the time
He died a long time before I thought he did. But then again, I don't...
Oh, no, yeah. I assumed it was olden times, but I wasn't sure. I'm like... Yeah, he died before the Donald Duck comics were a thing. He could have been called Rockefeller.
Oh my god.
Whatever.
Sorry, I just remember the fun fact that Orville Redenbacher died in his hot tub. Fun fact.
Thanks.
Yeah, I mean, I always think about it when I go to the popcorn aisle.
Oh
at
my
the
god. No,
supermarket.
I'm gonna think about that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And that Elvis Presley died on the toilet or something.
He did. He
Christ. Oh god. He had the same thing that Napoleon had, right? Or something?
Yeah, like, he would, like... I read a lot of Elvis autobiographies as a child. Biographies, I mean. He would just gain a lot of weight suddenly and, like, lose a lot of weight suddenly. And so he had, like, heart issues and, like, his heart would, like, grow, basically.
Oh.
And, yeah, he had a heart attack.
Fun.
Yeah.
Ugh, now I'm thinking about the, like, super enlarged heart from my anatomy class. God. Okay, I'm going to talk about this now since we're going to breeze through this episode.
Uh-huh.
In my anatomy class, we had hearts, to look at. We had pro-sections of hearts. And a regular human heart is about the size of your two fists put together. A little bit smaller. It's pretty small. But we had one heart. I can't remember why it was like this. This heart was almost the size of my head. It was so big, and it felt, because the other hearts that we had as pro sections were, like, they felt normal. I'm not going to go into detail, but they felt normal.
Yeah.
This one, the one the size of my head, felt like a football.
Oh.
The muscle was so dense and, like, so thick, I guess. Yeah, I hated that pro section just because you couldn't recognize anything on it.
Oh,
because it was so enlarged. It was so big.
Oh, jeez.
So I would always avoid it, like, whenever we were looking at pro sections to recognize veins and arteries and stuff. Mm-hmm. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I'm like, things should be there, but I cannot recognize them whatsoever.
Yeah, they're, like, not where they should be, or they're, like...
Yeah, or they're just not visible at all.
Yeah.
Because...
Yeah.
How did we get on this subject?
I mentioned that...
Elvis Presley.
Yeah, and Orville Redenbacher.
It's a fun conversation. Okay, yeah, so... into the episode.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is this... So are they in Istanbul or Istanbird? Because they only see the name of the place once.
It's Bird. According to my transcript.
I like Istanbul more.
Yeah.
Can we just decide it's Istanbul? Because they only say it once.
Sure.
I think it'd be nice to have places that aren't all bird name places.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, because they've all been bird names, and I'm like, there's other animals.
Yeah.
Let other animals have a chance. You're already in the country of Turkey. Like, you don't have to do anything with that. It's already Turkey.
Yeah. Well, yeah, according to the transcript I have, Scrooge says it's Istanbird.
Lame.
By the way, like, I can't get the song out of my head.
I was about to say,
episode.
Q, Istanbul, not Constantinople. Those it'll just be playing throughout the episode, like just quietly,
like at a threatening volume, kind of just there,
slowly encroaching. Yes. Yeah, we'll actually get into the episode now. The whole family is in the grand bazaar of Istanbird.
And Louis is history's first and finest strip mall. So he's very sassy since the beginning. And, I mean, the kids are very excited about adventure. You know, have a lot of Deweyisms this episode.
There are. I'm like, cool it.
Yeah.
It's too many.
What are your feelings towards Dewey this episode?
1 or 2 is okay. But if there's too many, I'm like, where's his... I mean, it kind of takes away from his actual personality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. I liked how they used them in Let's Get Dangerous with Gosling.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was cute. That was nice. But I'm like, alright, pump the brakes.
But I guess it's like little kids will find the one thing that it's their thing and they'll just keep repeating it.
That's true.
Like, we have so many photos of my brother, like, these are like birthday photos and stuff where he's cross-eyed, because that was his thing for a couple of months.
God.
Just being cross-eyed in photos.
That's fair.
But yeah. But
I like the look of Istanbird. I like the look of it, like this whole bizarre town thing that's happening here.
Mm-hmm.
I think we've said I really like. The backgrounds are always really good, and whenever they're in a different country, it's always very distinct.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't, you wouldn't mistake this for somewhere else. They all feel very distinct and
like localized.
Yeah.
And I love their variety of just background characters. It's always fun to look at.
Yeah, so they are here because this is following Escape from the Impossible. Again, they are on the offensive. They are now actively looking for these missing mysteries.
Yes. I was going to say hidden treasures, but that's not what they're called.
Missing mysteries before F.O.W.L can find them. So this is becoming more of an active treasure hunt.
Yeah.
With more stakes, I should say.
Mm-hmm. And so Dewey wants to go get some, shish kebab, but he's immediately stopped by Scrooge that's like, no,
this
we're
was
here.
So fucking rude of Scrooge.
Yeah.
You better have fucking paid for that.
Look at this kind man who, looks, he's even looking at Scrooge with kindness for a bit, and then he's, mad, because of course he is. Scrooge is such a rude asshole.
Yeah. He's like, he waves off the food. I'm like,
yeah.
You better have paid the man.
He obviously does not pay the man.
God, I know. And I thought because the guy leaves, I thought he was going to come back around to, beat up Scrooge. But no, somebody else takes care of that.
Yeah. And I'm just put it back. I don't know.
Yeah, you can't put it back now. You touched it.
Yeah.
The boy touched it. Pay for it, Scrooge. Let him eat.
Yeah, give it to the boy.
Yeah, because the little the vendor, not vendor, what's the cook?
Yeah.
He clearly thinks Scrooge is gonna pay for it or something.
Yeah.
Like, and cool, a paying customer.
But no, Scrooge not only throws it away onto the floor, but then he snaps
the stick. Yeah, and to prove a point, because he's saying that they're looking for. The treasure they're looking for, missing mystery they're looking for this episode is the Split Sword of Swanstantine.
Mm-hmm.
So he snaps the stick of the kebab in half as he says that to make his point, and I'm like, okay, cool, pay the man then. I assume they pay him at the end, but still.
Yeah, or just let the kids have a snack. Jeez.
I guess they're in a rush. Whatever. Dewey already grabbed it.
Yeah, it's a to-go food.
Yeah.
Come on! Don't let the savoury scent of shish kebab distract ya. It'll be a reward after we find the Split Sword of Swanstantine.
So Huey, obviously, explains that the Swanstantine was the great warrior king, and that his mystical sword, like, channeled whoever held its inner strength, their inner strength. And that he ordered the sword to be divided into 3 pieces when he died. Mm-hmm. So they're all hidden around the city.
So they're gonna have to go on a treasure hunt to find them. And yeah, because you were saying that according to like the legend, only people who put in possession of inner strength or virum fortitudinum can find the pieces. And like, both Scrooge and Dewey don't know what that means.
No, they're just like, sure, yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
shut up.
I'm like, Scrooge, you're ancient. You should know some Latin. You're about as old as the language.
Yeah.
Sick burn.
Hey. But yeah, they don't care.
No. But so he explains using the journal that according to legend, again, the sword was split into 3 pieces and hidden in the heavens, the underworld, and splendor of the earth. Mm-hmm. Whatever that means.
Yeah. Specifically, he doesn't know what that one means. Sorry, I was looking at the drawings in the journal.
No worries, no, that'd be cute.
So Scrooge is like, we all 5 of us have to work together as family. And this is when he realizes that he has 2 additional children with him.
He didn't notice that Lena and Violet tagged along for what must have been a 9-hour flight, at least.
Yeah.
Because they were sleeping over when Scrooge announced that everyone had to quickly get on the plane because they were going on an adventure.
Yeah. And Violet's like, so we got on the plane.
They're still in their pajamas.
Yeah.
Everyone else had the time to change but them.
Yeah. I mean, I'm such a slow changer of a person. That's why we got along. We have to play.
We both took ages to get ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess Scrooge unintentionally kidnapped 2 children.
Yeah, he did. And he kind of looks like, he's like, oh, shoot.
Yeah, he's like, oh, shit. No, because he's like, wait, what are you 2 doing here?
He just has, all these, ducklings following him. He doesn't even recognize when he's got more of them.
No, he doesn't even notice. That is cute, though. It is just him and the kids. We don't see anyone else.
The 5 of us must work together as a family. And what are you 2 doing here?
We were sleeping over and you said, everyone in the plane. So we got in the plane.
Well, do you like history?
It is my life.
That's the spirit.
And he asks, oh, well, do you 2 like history? And, Lena's like, and Violet's like, it's my life. Obviously.
And he's like, all right, I can work with that.
And Webby's very excited because it's a best friend road trip. Very cute. And they don't get to hang out, but it's very
No, they don't. Then Scrooge notices what he thinks is a suspicious character.
Uh-huh.
Because he sees what he thinks is a gleaming metal prosthetic arm.
Mm-hmm.
Heron.
Yeah, and he, goes up to this person, and he's like, there could be F.O.W.L could be anywhere. It could be lurking among us. And he,
kind of assaults this lady.
Yeah.
It's a woman in, a headscarf. I guess it could be a hijab. He, turns her around.
Yeah.
Thinking it's Heron.
Mm-hmm.
It's clearly not.
No. And he's like, oh, ma'am, sorry, you look like this villain I know. And he gets goddamn suplexed by this woman.
I love it. She hits him with her. She has her bag full of groceries. She hits him with that first, and then that's not enough.
No, she suplexes him. I was just like, oh my god.
The perfect woman.
Yeah.
She did what Heron was trying to do for this whole episode. And she did it in 2 seconds.
just KO right then.
Honestly, she's the true force to be reckoned with.
It would have been so much funnier if he, like, stands up and his top hat is, like, like accordion style. But...
Oh, that'd be fun. We're funnier than DuckTales writers.
Oh, that's what I love of Christmas Carol, how he leaves. He's like, I can't leave like this.
He needs, like, his cane or something, right?
Yeah,
He's like, there we go.
There we go, and he's in his PJs. I always want to walk around like that.
Like what?
Like, old-timey with my little nightcap.
Oh, I fucking love that.
It's so fun. Like, will it fall off my head in the middle of the night? Obviously.
Yes. Of course.
Of course it will.
It's for the waking times.
Yeah.
I need a long old-fashioned nightgown. Stat.
A few moments later.
Yes.
Scrooge is dead.
Yes. He's been killed. Oh my god, but he, like, gets up like there's no issue.
Yeah. And then actual Heron, like, is in this, like, is in this stand. She, like, parts the clothes on the hangers.
Yeah. And she, like, calls him out for, like, being a dipshit to this woman, like.
And she, like, off-screen punts him into another store, like a store selling rugs, these massive rugs, and they all fall on top of him.
Consider your treasure hunt officially fouled up.
And then she drops him.
Her prosthetic arm, obviously it's all, like, cool robot arm, and it, like, extends and, like, knocks all of them off their feet with one swipe. It was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she contacts the rest of her team that
that she has Top Hat distracted, so they have to go find the sword.
And then she and Scrooge just, like, kind of launch into an all-out fight.
Yeah.
Scrooge throws one of the rugs at her, so and it knocks her over.
And yeah, like, she does, like, she's, like, knocked out, but she does, like, the claw through the rug kind of, like, jump scare thing.
And she tears her way out.
And
extends this, like, short, not super short, like a blade from her arm. And Scrooge had his cane, like, up, like, his sleeve. He does this, like, it's a cool move, like a magic trick almost.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets the cane out. And they're basically, they're, like, sword fighting, essentially.
Mm-hmm. As he tells the kids to pair up,
and the kids scatter. And like you said, pairing up to find the 3 different sword pieces. Mm-hmm. Well, he and Heron are fighting pretty seriously.
Yeah.
But so now they have to rush now to find these pieces, since the sword pieces, since clearly F.O.W.L is right there with them.
Mm-hmm. So we have 3 groups. We have Dewey and Webby, of course. We have Huey and Lena, and we have Louie and Violet. And we get this cool, like, aerial shot of them splitting up. We see like the little groups head out. Oh my god, a banana just fell.
What?
So I'm sitting in my kitchen table. Mm-hmm. In front of me is, like, the fruit basket we have.
Yeah.
And, like, a banana just collapsed and it scared me. I don't know if y'all heard the thunk.
I did hear that.
It was an apple that fell and it dropped the banana.
Whole Rube Goldberg machine in your food bowl.
It's scary. It's like, whoa. But yeah.
Yeah, so the kids team up, and I think, like we said, this isn't our favorite episode. It's not quite Cornelius Cute levels of dislike. But
do you want to talk about it now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were talking about it a bit, and I don't know, we were saying how, like, compared to the other episodes, it's just, like, it, like, stands out for missing something to me. Mm-hmm. And I think, to me, it's the... I don't know. I don't want to say that it's the fact that it's so, like, children-based, because, like, the kids are very important to the story. Yeah. But I feel like we could have, like, having all, like, 3 plot lines revolve around the kids, I think it needed something else. Because I don't really count Scrooge and Herons as a plot line.
No, they're basically off screen except for some very brief, like, oh, what are they up to? Still fighting? Cool.
Yeah.
I think, like we said, if we were saying if they had included another adult, at least one more, like Della, or I think we said we would have liked both Donald and Della. Yeah.
That would have been, like, a nice balance, I guess. Especially, I think it's because I really like that we get, like, Louie and Violet, and that we get Huey and Lena.
Yes.
But it's the pairing of Webby and Dewey again.
That's kind of bugs us.
Yeah. So we were saying, like, had we had 3 groups, but include, like, Donald and Della, who, we really want them to interact. So I feel like...
have not had a legitimate interaction, not on the same, nowhere near on the same level that she and Scrooge have had.
Yeah.
So, like, they're done. Like, they've cleared the air. Mm-hmm. But, there's been nothing similar with her and Donald. And I think...
Yeah.
We said that there definitely should be, since he's been raising her kids for a decade.
Yeah, so I feel like at this point I'm just like... is anyone gonna bring it up? Like, I liked all of Donald's things with, like, Daisy. That's completely fine. But, yeah, it's missing, like, Donald and Della as a unit.
Yeah, I mean, they have Della Duck here. They've brought her into animation. Like, she's here, she's a full character. Let her interact with her brother.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like, I'm like, this would have been perfect. So we said that if we split the group, so we divided them differently. So we had Donald, Della, and Huey.
Yeah.
And I said that Huey's arc would still pretty much work, because he would work out, like, his, like, whole, like, his anger with, you know, Donald and Della. Like, Donald also, they all have the same temper. So I feel like that would have worked.
Like, they have that
really
inherited temper.
Yeah, you know? So I think that would have worked fine. And then had we had, we said Webby,
Lena, and Dewey.
Yeah.
And having Lena there would balance out the Dewiness.
Yeah. Like, Dewey has some funny lines in this. Like, we'll see one of these goddamn
one
jokes.
of the funniest lines in the episode is his.
Yeah. But sometimes it just, like, stands out so much. Like, Dewey's Dewiness. Mm-hmm. And I think, with, like, you know, straight-faced Lena, it would have helped kind of, like, cut the fat in a way. And so we just had, like, the rest was just Lena and Louie. Same, right?
Yeah, I think we really liked Lena and Violet and Louie. So, they can stay. They're fine.
Because I feel like, their scene is the most, like, dynamic.
Yes, it has, like, the most jokes and the most...
Like, atmosphere.
Atmosphere, that's the word. The most atmosphere. It feels like the environment, like, they actually create, like, a whole environment. Like, there's
I feel like they're the ones that most make use of the fact that they're in this environment.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, because the rest, who was here? Yeah, I mean... Yeah, because Webby and Dewey's thing could have happened. It could be any statue in any town.
Yeah.
Lena and Huey find the sword in the ground. That could be in any town. Yeah. So I like the fact that actually like you said, make use of, we're in Istan. I'm gonna stick by Istanbird. Istanbird. Like, we're in this place, and this place has this very distinct, like watering hole. Like, there's the Spiceatorium. This very yeah.
So I think it's part of that. Yeah. But we've aired our grievances.
Yes.
Now we can move on.
Yes, we can move on. Yes, so Webby and Dewey are looking for the piece of the sword that is in the heavens.
Mm-hmm. And Webby is kind of, as they're walking through, you know, the crowds, Webby's like, okay, we need to, like, not alert F.O.W.L that we're doing this. We need to be as quiet as we can. And Dewey is, like, straight up asking people, around him if they know about the sword. And she's okay then.
Just random passerby, and I'm like,
are you okay?
Yeah, it's like, Dewey, like, you know that you're like racing against the clock against like a dangerous like spy agency.
Yeah.
Random passerby are not gonna know where this ancient, centuries missing sword piece is.
Yeah. Oh my god. So Webby's, she's like, okay, according to Finch's journal, our piece should be in the heavens. And Dewey, like, replies with the fucking funniest joke, I think. He's like,
according to Finch's journal, our piece of the sword resides in the heavens.
How am I gonna get to heaven when legends live forever?
And I'm just like...
The delivery just makes it. It is so funny.
Just the good old legends never die. And I'm just like, why is it so funny?
Because he says it like almost apropos of nothing.
Yeah.
Like, Webby's very like, okay, we need to find this, and it's so funny. It almost makes up for him in this episode.
Yeah.
You're so mean to Dewey.
I know. My brother's even meaner.
So, the agent they are facing off against is Gandra D.
Mm-hmm.
Who we have not seen. Well, we saw her briefly in Impossible, but and we saw her again briefly in the first episode of the season.
Oh, what's it called?
This trial of the senior junior woodchucks.
Yes.
Nailed it. If you hear jingling, I'm wearing my earrings again. And I mean, Webby calls her Agent D, but doesn't comment on the fact that that she set up a date for her and Fenton.
Yeah, they're just kind of like, okay, this is happening now.
Yeah, I mean, then Webby knew that Gandra was a spy. As far as she knew, it was just for Mark Beeks.
Yeah.
It wasn't for F.O.W.L.
You're right.
Yeah, I noticed when I was rewatching, I'm like, wait, she doesn't make any comment on this, or acknowledge that she's met this person before, and this betrayal goes a bit deeper than corporate espionage.
Yeah. Yeah, there's like no mention of it at all.
No. And Dewey announces their presence to Gandra.
Like, very, very loudly. So they, like, notice kind of immediately that the piece that they're looking for is, like, being held by a statue on top of a building.
Yeah, a building that is, I guess, either under construction or condemned.
Mm-hmm.
Something. It's this old building that's surrounded by wooden scaffolding.
Yeah. And it's
being held they do find it very quickly. Yeah, they do.
And so when they spot it, they also, like, Gandra is, like, kind of, like, jumping into the scaffolding, and then they see her.
She's got, like, ninja skills.
Yeah.
She still has her headphones on.
Yeah.
Around her neck. I feel like those would get in the way of all the tucking and rolling you're doing.
But, you know, sometimes, I don't know, I'm someone that always has my headphones on, so...
That's true, but these are, like, the big, bulky, like, headphones, though.
Yeah, so...
But, whatever. Nitpicking.
Yeah. So Webby's, like, trying to be, like, sneaky, you know? She's like, okay, like, we can get up there before she does. And immediately Dewey's, like, yelling, like, hear that, taghead? Like, prepare to get control, alt, deleted. And I'm just like... He just, like, has a notebook full of these, huh?
I know, just, like, a notebook full of, Deweyisms.
Uh-huh.
Wait, I need to make a pun. It's gone, the moment's passed. It's glaring at Dewey.
This is why we didn't buy your stuffed toy, Dewey.
Wait, Proverbs? Can I do something with Proverbs? No.
I only remember it in Spanish is dicho.
Duichos?
That works.
What's his name in Spanish again? Wait, Hugo, Paco, y Luis. So he's Paco.
Yeah, he's Paco. And it doesn't work.
No, it doesn't work either. I can't picture
We also have
Paco.
refrán. A refrán.
No, can't fit Dewey in there either.
No.
I wonder how they work the Deweyisms into other languages.
Yeah. Can I watch DuckTales in Spanish?
We can't. Yeah, we can't watch the third season. But we can watch the rest in Spanish.
Oh yeah. I don't know. Actually, I don't think I've ever watched DuckTales in Spanish.
I think I watched a bit just to hear how Glomgold sounded in Spanish.
Ooh, was it interesting? Was it fun?
Yeah, it was fun. Because if he's Paco, because they have to just like have things that have Paco. He has to like shoehorn Paco into them instead.
Unless they changed his name in Spanish, but I doubt. Because we always said that it shouldn't be Paco because it should be something with a D, but I don't know why they chose Paco.
Right, because it needs like the rhyming though.
I guess.
But no, we have Luis.
Yeah.
I mean, Luis you can't really change. Like that's what it is.
Yeah. It's the Dewey that specifically bothers me that they changed to Paco.
Because it stands out. Because you have Hugo, Huey, fine. Mm-hmm. Luis, Louis, and then Paco.
Paco. What is Paco short for? Paco is Francisco. Which makes even less sense.
That's worse. I mean, would Hugo, Diego, or Luis works? Yeah,
that's what I've always thought it should have been Diego.
Yeah, Diego works, and it's still, Yeah.
Because it's Hugo, Francisco, and Luis. Oh, yeah.
It should have been Diego.
Know.
He shall be rechristened Diego.
We need to buy the Dewey plush so we can go baptize him.
Oh God, who knows? I mean, they're not selling those DuckTales plushes anymore.
They're not. I wanted to buy a Huey and a Webby recently, and I was like, I'm not buying one.
Yeah, we lost our chance to get Webby.
I still have that photo of the basket we were carrying with all the children.
Except Dewey.
I'll
have to troll eBay and buy one for like $50.
That's what I saw. I was like, I really want a Webby. I should have bought Webby as well. Curse you, Disney.
Yeah, should have just done it.
Yeah, I have a still of Webby rolling her eyes at Kendra obviously notices them because they're yelling. Well, Dewey's yelling at her.
On one hand, I don't want to hurt you two, but in my other hand, I have a flash bomb.
And she's like, for a moment, she's like, oh no, like, I'm in a predicament. Like, I don't really want to hurt kids. But on the other hand, I have a flash bomb. And
because first she scans them because she has the I forgot what she calls them, the fancy eye contacts, eye buds.
Yes,
that like give her like information and like computer robot readouts. Who are like which kids are these, and basically analyzing threat level.
Yeah.
And Webby is their stats. And Webby is a significant threat, which yes thank you. Mm-hmm. Give her dues.
And on the other hand, Doofer Duck, meh. I'm gonna make that my Twitter icon.
Yeah. Just the meh.
The meh.
And yeah, like you said, she throws a flash. They call it a flash bomb. I think it'd be like a flash grenade, though.
Yeah, a flash grenade.
Yeah, but they call it a flash bomb because that's somehow better.
I guess. They do show a person blinding these children temporarily.
Yeah.
I hate looking at them like this.
I know, I hate, because their pupils are tiny, and then their eyes are, what's the word? Not the opposite of cross-eyed.
Oh. I don't know what that is, actually.
Yeah, I don't know.
They're reverse cross-eyed.
Yes.
So Webby's like, okay, you know, like, we're blind, but we should be fine in a couple of minutes. And Dewey's like the one that points out, like, we don't have a couple of minutes to wait around. I don't remember the action in this episode that well.
Oh, no worries. We can just kind of breeze through. It doesn't really matter. Basically, like, we have Webby being, like, really uncertain of how to proceed since she's since she's been blinded, while Dewey blindly throws himself forward. And I mean, and this means, like, climbing this rickety scaffolding, like jumping between platforms and swinging on ropes, and meanwhile Webby is really lagging behind because she's afraid of falling, of making a mistake.
And you know, she's kind of like, okay, let's do this together. And before she can even, like, start climbing, like, Dewey's already, like, I don't know, 30 feet up in the air doing flips, like you said.
Yeah.
So Webby's, like, kind of, like, questioning Dewey, like, how did you get up there? And, you know, Dewey's like, I don't know, I just Dewey'd it. And he's just kind of, like, he's, like, pretty close to catching Gandra at some points.
Yeah, like, he's right behind her at some points.
You can tell that she's really trying, but yeah, like, she can't see, and she's kind of stuck. Like, she's, like, trying to climb via, like, the bricks that are, like, kind of popping out of the wall, but she can't really grab a hold. And so, like, Dewey is like, oh, you know, it's fine. Like, I'll be the one to beat her up all the way up to the top with the help of my kitty sidekick, Fluffy, and it's, like, an albino snake.
It's like a python.
Yeah. And she's like, what are you talking about, Webby? And Dewey's like, yeah, you know, like, he can't see it. He's just, like, petting this python.
Yeah, he thinks it's a hairless cat.
Yeah. And he's like, yeah, like, he said yes. And Webby's like, oh my god, like, I gotta go up there.
Oh shit. That reminds me of, I had a D&D character briefly who was, I can never remember any of the species, the race names in D&D, but it was one of the snake ones. So it's like snake, like, with, like, a like a centaur, but, like, all snake. So no human part, just like a giant snake with a head and like a torso and arms. And my character's name was Sergeant Simon Salazar Sanchez. And whenever I spoke, and if there was an S, I would extend the S. I'd be like, yes, thank you. Whenever I spoke as my character. Because when I play D&D, I get in character. I do voices.
That's fun.
It was very fun. I missed that character.
Aww.
I miss just, like, saying all the S's.
Just make it part of your daily routine.
No, my current D&D character is, Gene Wilder from Young Frankenstein, but a vampire hunter.
I love that.
I have fun. It's fun.
I hate looking at Dewey.
I know. I mean...
Not in general, but...
hate looking at Dewey all the time. But, it does kind of bug me that Webby is, I mean, so uncertain to this point, where, like, I mean, because it gets worse, like, her panicking. And, I mean, she's the one who's a trained, like, super assassin.
Yeah. Because I don't know, like, I was gonna say, this shouldn't be a blind spot. Pun intended. Because, yeah, like, I feel like, I don't know, I guess an attempt at some character growth, but it's not growth that I thought was needed. I don't know. It came out of nowhere again.
Yeah, because it's like I think we said, it's like Webby having to be confident in herself, because it's because the whole thing, like, it's because each character, like, it's so each pairing, one of them is the one kind of teaching the other, or one of them is the one that's kind of helping impart the lesson of like what this particular inner strength is. For Webby, it's so her the inner strength she needs to like master basically is self-confidence. Mm-hmm. And this is self-confidence and just like basic skill, which Webby has never needed help in. She's always been more insecure in when it comes to like social interaction, like emotional relationships. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this isn't a lesson she needs to learn. And besides the fact with her being like being trained by a trained assassin, mm-hmm. I feel like she would have done like in all the ninja movies, like blindfolded fighting.
Exactly.
Like, what are you fighting in a dark room? You can't see shit.
Exactly. Like, that's what I'm saying. It shouldn't be a blind spot. But I don't know. I feel like it's also like that, and the fact that it's Dewey teaching her the lesson. Because I don't know, like, it's not that I want Dewey to be brought down a peg, but I kind of do.
Yeah, I think it's it's been a while since Dewey was the one who was taught a lesson, right?
Yeah. I think it has.
Episodes. Yeah. It's been a while, I think, since Dewey was the actual focus. Mm-hmm. And the one who, like, learned something at the end.
Yeah. So, I don't know. It seemed odd. It seems like an odd choice to me. To make it Webby. Yeah,
he's, like, trying to convince her to just, like, leap forward, to have faith in herself and stuff. Mm-hmm. But again, like, this is all, like, practical type skills, which she should already have.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah,
we're gonna speed run this bit.
Yeah, we're gonna speed run. So they're climbing.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the thing, too, like, Dewey keeps just leaving her behind.
Yeah.
And I think that's also something that bugged me. Like, he is aware that she is scared, but it doesn't slow him down at all. Because he just, he's like, okay, fine, stay here, I'll go do it by myself. Like, the wrong person learned the lesson. So, yeah.
Yeah, so how does this... Because there's a point where he's like, okay, I'll do it myself, but he can't see shit. Mm-hmm. And he almost falls. He, like, he grabs onto one, like a piece of, like, a beam that's holding the scaffolding up, and it bends. Mm-hmm. And he's able to... His vision is starting to come back. And he's able to see, like, the dumpster, like, the very large dumpster beneath him with, like...
Yeah.
Trash bags and crates and a bunch of stuff underneath him, by maybe 30, 40 feet underneath him. Mm-hmm. And so he actually, because he's been very casual and cavalier about all of this.
Yeah.
Until he can see, and he's like, oh crap, I'm gonna die.
Yeah. I think in the middle we see a little bit of Heron and Scrooge fighting, but like...
Oh, right, yeah, because they like... They bump into something. Like, Scrooge throws Heron into a beam that, like, breaks something else, which strands Webby briefly. Yeah.
So, yeah, as Dewey's going off in that, before he does that, like, we do get a moment of Webby kind of being like, okay, like, you know, Dewey's inner strength is his confidence. I just have to be confident. And, yeah, that's when, like, Dewey, like, knocks down a big chunk of the scaffolding? Or does...
Well, no, Scrooge does. Well, Scrooge throws Heron into something, and then...
Okay.
While Dewey's jumping, and then,
Yeah. And so she doesn't know what to do anymore, and, Dewey realizes that he's in a really bad situation.
And Webby decides to kind of be confident, because Dewey's like, he's on the brink of falling. And he's afraid now, because he can see the danger he's in.
Yeah.
So Webby, like... being confident and leaping forward into the unknown, she does that and like is able to grab like a banner and catches Dewey, and then that banner is able to like swing them up onto the roof.
Yeah. And once there, like Dewey's like, okay, like Webby, do you have your sight back? And she's like, no, I just kind of leapt forward and I did it and I was able to save you. And he's like, okay, then, you know, I'll be your eyes. I'm not gonna say what he said, it's stupid, it doesn't even work.
I'm just doing it!
Then
And so Webby's still like, she can't see and Dewey can. And, Gandra's up there and she's like, aw, cute, like, looking at them like, it's a shame you're not, you won't see this coming. And she throws another flash bomb at them. But this time, Dewey is able to tell Webby to, like, react, and she kicks it right back at Gandra.
Yeah, and it explodes in Gandra's face, and she says it shorts out her eye buds. Mm-hmm. To the point where, she can't see anything, and she steps right off the roof.
Yeah. She falls into, like, the trash.
But she's fine.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. She broke her neck on impact.
Oh, no.
Nah, she's fine.
Yeah.
And so Dewey and Webby climb up the statue. And the statue looks cool. It's like I'm not sure if it's from, like, age or it was designed this way, but the statue's, like, missing half of its body. It's, like, it's, looks like it's
I feel like it's because of age, because it's missing chunks.
Yeah. And it's what, copper? Because it's the same kind of green, like the Statue of Liberty. Is the Statue of Liberty made of copper? Right? That's why it's green? Because oxidation? Because I know the old pictures of it, it's like, it started out like a bronze color.
Let me look it up. I want to know, actually. Yeah, copper.
Nice. Hey. 1 history point for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, they work together and they get so they have what is this, the handle?
Yeah? Yeah, it's the handle.
Is that what they call it?
So they're, like, happy about it, Webby finally gets her eyesight back, and, she
Fluffy
does, like,
makes his comeback.
Yeah, because she mentions that their true inner strength was friendship, and Dewey's like, and the friends we made along the way. And yeah, Fluffy comes back. And you just, like the shot we leave them with is just them screaming because of the snake.
Yeah.
And, like, that's...
I should keep that snake. That's a cool snake.
Yeah. Heron and Scrooge they're fighting still.
Yeah, and they their fight takes them in front of a restaurant where like the maitre d' is like asking if they have a reservation, and they stop fighting, and they're like, "Ooh, did you make a reservation?" And they're like, "Oh no, I forgot." Like they'd scheduled this fight in advance or something.
Yeah, it's. And, the maitre d' is like, oh, we have room for y'all in the patio. And they're like, okay, like, let's go.
Yeah, like, so Scrooge, I think Scrooge, like, gestures her to go first. Mm-hmm. And they're like, I think they're going to continue their fight, al fresco, he says. Yeah. And they go off.
Yes. And we see, behind them, Violet and Louie walking off on their part of the adventure.
Yes, they are going to look for the piece of the sword that is in the underworld.
Mm-hmm.
And Violet takes this literally.
Yes. She's like, I'm prepared. I have pennies to pay, the ferryman. I also have this axe.
To kill herself with, I guess?
Yeah.
Right? To get to the underworld?
Yeah.
Because the pennies are to pay the ferryman to cross the river Styx, which you only do when you're dead. So
I don't know. But she was like, ready to do it.
She was ready. She, like, pulls out this giant axe out of nowhere, and Louie's like, whoa. He's like, I know all these old riddle things. It's always, like, it always means something else.
Yeah. Well, he specifically says that all of, like, this flowery language is always, like, a cover for a con. And he knows exactly where to go.
And they go down, we see into this stairwell and underneath this massive arch leading underground. And above the stairwell reads Spiceatorium. And we see a dog man run up the stairs and like dunk his head in a trough of water that's by the entrance.
Who was that? That's someone in the crew.
I think it was Matthew Humphries, the director of the episode, I think.
Okay, because I remember someone saying that was their cameo.
Yeah. That's cute.
The Spiceatorium, a notorious underworld spice exchange known for the shadiest of dealings.
And so, like Louie's explaining as they're going down this staircase.
Oh, I just noticed one of the posters was for the Underworld Bowling League.
Yeah. And we also have...
Oh my god.
like a picture of Glomgold.
Like a wanted poster.
Yeah, like it says, do not accept checks from this man.
He's not in the episode and he's still the funniest part about it.
I just love the photo of him. It's like he's like angry, like
it looks like disgusted. He's like sneering at the camera. It's fantastic. I love like this random like bar in Istanbird. As like the second richest duck in the world is not allowed to pay in checks.
Yeah.
I guess the checks bounce.
Yeah, they just bounce. Like they're not worth shit. Make sure he pays cash or credit only. Yes. But yeah, so Louis explaining that it's the Spicetorium and it's this like notorious underworld spice exchange. So that it's like a very shady place, you know.
Because they can't have an actual bar. Well, no, there was Chums back in in the Dick Bologna episode, but obviously there was no alcohol.
Were any of the children in there? Yeah, they were.
Yeah, actually. Webby and Louie were there. They were drinking Pep.
And, Violet's like, this whole place seems really dangerous, like, unnecessarily so. Louis, because they make it to, like, the main area, and he's kind of just, he's talking to her, but he's also, like, talking to the people that are gathered there. He's saying
into, like, the what's the word? The bouncer.
The bouncer, yes.
Who's this very buff, hot wolf lady who looks kind of like a furry.
I mean, yeah.
I said it. I mean, she looks like a wolf, so, like...
So immediately your mind is furry.
Like the typical, like, furry costume is like a wolf.
Yeah.
And, I mean, cartoon wolves can only ever look so different.
Yeah. Especially, like, Disney wolves.
Yes. Especially the main wolf we'll see in a second, Kristoff.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember your experience with the furry?
What? No.
Was it
what
you?
Experience?
It was Anime Expo, right? That was you.
Where? When?
When we were in the bathroom.
I don't think I was there. Was I there?
I think it was you.
What was the experience?
Was it you or was it Francis?
It might not have been me. I don't have memory of this.
It was that we were in the restroom. Oh, I think it was my friend. I think it was my friend Francis. I don't remember actually, but I'll say it. But we were in the restroom in Anime Expo. And, like, there was, like, a lady, like, in a fursuit, like, a full fursuit. And I was like, whatever, whatever. And, oh no, it was definitely not you. I specifically remember I was in a papyrus costume, and you were not there when I was in a papyrus costume. No. And my friend goes like, oh, like, she's kind of like, whatever, furries. And this lady, she's like, oh, can you guys, like, hold my stuff for me while I use the restroom? And I bolted, because I was like, oh, I really have to use the restroom. And I did. Okay. But my friend Frances was left there. She was like, she, like, took off her head, her, like, gloves, her tail, and I was just standing there in an Anime Expo bathroom holding, like, this, like, it was well made, but she was like this like wolf furry head just staring at me. She's like, it was like a surreal moment. And I was just like, yeah, she was like, Faby, how dare you leave me there? And I was like, hey, I had to use the restroom. But I was not going to save her.
No, yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
I was holding this wolf head.
Yeah. She's like the worst part where like it was just like staring at her the whole time.
What color was it?
If I remember correctly, it was like pink that's and like fun. Magenta. Yeah, that's so like okay. It looked really cool. It was just like she was like there was something so weird of like being I think this was like day 3 of Anime Expo. Being, like, in a weird bathroom. Yeah. Being asked by a stranger.
To hold, like, all of their body parts.
Yeah. And it was one of those things where, like, it wasn't so much of, like, can you do this? But, like, you have been chosen to do this for me. And so I always remember that. I'm just like, oh my god. But yeah, that wasn't you.
No, that was not me. I would have remembered that. The betrayal.
The betrayal. And then she was all like, what makes it worse is that, like, when I was, like, done with my stuff, like, I didn't, like, come back to meet her. I, like, immediately left the restroom.
It's like, don't make eye contact with her. No. I don't know you. I'm sorry.
But yeah, that was my experience.
It's fun.
Back to this episode, huh?
Yes. We're going to talk about our experience with furries in bathrooms.
Yeah.
Sounds terrible. I won't take it back. So Louis, like, announces their presence through pseudonym. He gives both himself and Violet these, like, underworld criminal pseudonyms that he's apparently already created for himself.
Yeah.
That, like, criminals across the globe know who the silver-tongued serpent is.
Yeah, like, as he's introducing himself, like, people around him are, like, gasping and, like, turning around to look at, like, this mysterious person. Like, it's pretty funny. And he introduces Violet as the notorious Violent Saber.
And we see in this, like, criminal den, there's a couple of guys we recognize. We have some sky pirates.
Yeah.
Oh, what's this weasel guy? Was he Stinky Boot or something? He had some ridiculous name.
I think.
Because he introduced himself in the song.
Yeah, I think it's that. Now I have the song stuck in my head.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome. And Peg Leg Meg.
Mm-hmm.
Capsule from the Tokyo episode. So I guess she did not ever end up thrown in prison.
No. And she's alone. So.
Yeah. Oh no, Clown did get thrown in jail. And one of the Smashnikovs.
Mm-hmm. I don't know which one.
God knows. The taller one.
But yeah, so that was, like, fun to see.
Yeah. So, like, oh, okay, so here's some criminal guys we've seen before. I'm like, so that was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Well, also a lot of new characters. A lot of, like, new background characters who were all just purely, like, villain-looking characters.
Yeah.
Which are all really well designed. And, like, the ladies look pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, Violet's asking, like, about the wisdom of coming into a criminal den with fake names.
Mm-hmm. Especially, like, specifically the fact that he's been lying about his kind of, like, how much of a villain Louis is, I guess. Yeah. So she's like, oh, okay, like, you know, our survival depends on your ability to be able to back up all of these lies. Yeah. And he's like, it's fine. I don't need to back him up, basically, is what he says. That the lies are enough.
But what if you have to live up to the legends?
That's a future Louis problem. There's the sword guard.
They walk up to the bar, and Louis notices right away that the sword handle is above the counter.
Yeah. So I guess he, like, I don't know, I guess he researched and contacted people in advance. Like, he knew what he was doing.
Yeah, because he knows, because we see, like, the host, he knows him by name.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, wait, Louis, what have you been up to?
Louis has, like, burner phones and, like...
Oh, you know he is.
Yeah, I'm just like, that's all the people he's texting all the time.
His various contacts across the globe.
Yeah. Because he immediately, well, we know him as the Spice Baron, right? AKA...
His name is Christoph.
Yeah.
And, is he a wolf, too?
He might be a German Shepherd.
Oh, you're right, because he's German.
Because he's German. I think he's a German Shepherd.
I like that, it's fun. Oh, yeah, you're right, because he has, yeah. That's fun.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's this middle-aged guy in a suit, and he knows Louis. I'm not sure if he knows him if he's met him in person.
Mm-hmm.
But
I don't think he has, yeah.
No, he knows him by reputation, at least.
Yeah. And yeah, Louis' like, oh, you know, Christoph, my old friend, and Violet's like, Christoph? Like, how do you know this man?
This middle-aged, like, crime boss, maybe.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Louis has enough of a reputation that there's this pig guy at the bar, not Benzino Gasolini. Sadly. God.
This would have been perfect.
It would have been perfect. Can we just say this is him?
We can't.
No, it looks nothing like him.
No.
If it was a skinny, tall, skinny pig, then I would have taken it.
Yeah.
But it's not.
But it's not him.
It's fine.
Yeah. And he's like sitting in. Does Louis tap on him? Or does he
Louis snaps his fingers.
Yeah.
And apparently he's enough of a reputation, people are afraid of him. Because the pig guy falls to the floor, so Louis can use him as a step to get into one of the chairs.
Yeah. Oh my god, Louis.
Wow.
And so Louis is like casually reclining on the bar top, telling Kristoff that, you know, that he wants to spruce up the decor in his torture dungeon, and that he knows that Kristoff is in possession of the sword guard, so he wants it. Kristoff is like, you know, I'm in a predicament because I don't want to make you mad, but I also want this like man's, what did it say, 50 pounds of gold?
50 pounds of gold. And, I mean, Louis just, like, asking for the sword. With,
Yeah.
with nothing in exchange. Meanwhile, this other guy's like, this guy's willing to pay me.
Yeah. And this other guy is...
Yes. We hear the toilet flush in the like, adjacent bathroom. and Rocker Duck walks out with toilet paper stuck to his boot. Did he wash his hands? God.
Probably not.
Oh no, he's wearing gloves. We see like this whole this wall, and it's full of just like broken stuff.
Yeah.
There's an axe embedded in the wall, and a bunch of broken mirrors, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Or like empty frames.
Yeah, that are broken.
Yeah.
Shattered. The glass is broken, and clearly like the fights have broken out here.
Yeah. Like there's like a chair that's missing a chunk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's just, he's so pathetic.
Because it's just Rocker. He walks up like, okay, what's going on here?
Because, you know, he's like very adamant that he wants the sword guard. And so Violet's like, oh my god, Louis, like, F.O.W.L already beat us here. Like, if you hadn't stopped for that liver kebab.
Oh dear, Serpent, you've put me in such a pickle. I don't want to incur your wrath, but I also want this man's 50 pounds of gold.
All right, Condiment Duke, or whatever you call yourself, John D. Rockerduck shall have his guard.
Kristoff wants Rocker Duck's money, but at the same time he does seem actually afraid of Louis' reputation.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't just kick Louis out immediately.
He's not like, you're a child, get out of here.
Yeah, that's what Rocker Duck's saying. Rocker Duck's like, this is a kid.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, and he's like, I'm like the heir of the Rocker Duck fortune, like... He says I'm the greatest land baron of the American West. In America!
Yeah, in America. That was fun.
Yeah, like, so Kristoff seems like conflicted on who to give it to, basically. And so they're gonna settle this in the way they settle all the feuds here, which is with the spice off.
Yes. And, okay, do you see the guy? The guy who I think looks kind of like The Rock. He has, like, maybe, like, a gun holsters over his shoulders.
Oh, yeah, I see him.
Right?
Yeah, he has a gun. Goddamn stinky boot is, like, blocking him.
I know. We see him again in a bit.
Yeah,
is he The Rock or is he someone else?
I don't know. Maybe. But it is a very, like, spy, tactical gear kind of look.
Because he has the black tone, like, in the chain, though, which I'm like, that stands out.
Maybe. I will just say he is.
Yeah, I haven't seen enough, like, action-y movies to, like, have a variety to choose from.
Yeah, but we have, like some cool ladies, like, also by him. That's really rad.
Yeah, these ladies are so rad. Like, I want them to be characters in other episodes.
Yeah.
Because they have, like, eye patches and tattoos and scars and dyed hair.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, so they're having a spice off. Mm-hmm. And this is kind of like the, it's not the opening, but it's the introduction to, what's her name, in Indiana Jones.
Oh, I've only seen that movie twice.
I'm doing some Googling. I misspelled Indiana Jones. It's fine. Give me Indiana Jones characters. Yeah, so it's kind of like our introduction to Marion Ravenwood, who I definitely did not just Google, in Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Uh-huh.
Because she starts, we're introduced to her in a little bar in Nepal, where she's in a drinking contest, which is a bunch of dudes, and she wins.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that.
Mm-hmm.
It reminded me of that anyway.
I mean, probably, yeah. That's like a fun reference to do.
Right, so they set a table down between Rockerduck and Louie and Violet, and they put they put 3 small
bowls.
Thank you, of spices in front of each of them.
And like, I really like how the spices look because they're just like these bright like neon colors. Mm-hmm. It's like a teal, a hot pink, and a purple. This is very specific, but they remind me of, okay, in my childhood, I had a Barbie doll.
Okay.
And she had like a pet dog. Mm-hmm. And so the toy was like, you had like, oh wait, was it a dog or a cat? I think it was a cat. It was a cat. So it had like the little like cat litter. So you can like put this like, it looked like the blue, like the teal.
Yeah.
And it was like that, and then you would like get this little, you could fill the cat up with water, and then you would basically like do like a pee and a poo by squeezing the cat. And then you could use your little shovel to like clean it out.
Was there actual sand?
Yeah, it was like a little sand thing. And I specifically remember it because for the longest time, my parents didn't let me play with the sand because I was like a 6-year-old child that would spill that thing all over.
It was gonna get everywhere.
Yeah. So every time I see this episode, I think of that like aquamarine, like teal sand in the toy. I'm like, that's such a weird toy to have as a child.
That is weird. I guess introducing kids to the concept of, looking after your pet in that way, cleaning out a cat's litter box.
Yeah, I guess. So that's funny, but yeah. So they're gonna do Spice, which...
Yes.
Wait! What's his name is there?
Which
Capsule.
guy? Where?
He's like... Is that him?
Oh, you're right! He has the hair! Oh, you're right!
The pompadour, yeah.
The pompadour. He didn't go to prison. Or maybe he did briefly. I'm not sure how long jail sentences are in Japan.
Yeah. Or they broke out.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay. So these kids are gonna do, Louie's gonna do Spice. And we were talking about how the phrase Spice Shooter is so funny to me.
Because is Spice Shooter the Star Wars thing?
No, well, because, what's his name? Kristoff calls Louie, like, the fastest spice shooter.
Yes.
And just, like, the whole, like, thing of, like, spice, because it's like, a real drug, and it's a Star Wars drug.
It's the Star Wars version of, like, weed? Opium?
Yeah. Or would it be opium?
I think opium, because we did some research.
Yeah.
And I kept insisting that Star Wars spice, has to be, like, smoked or whatever through a space hookah lamp.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was right.
Yeah. It's a powder, basically, as well, like, in the Star Wars, and it's, like, mined and everything. So it's like, and I was like, how do you do this? We're like, do you, like, snort it? You would probably snort it.
You snort it? Yes. It's probably what you can probably snort it, and maybe like those instant lemonades, maybe you pour it in water.
Yeah.
And put it in the hookah lamp.
Yeah, probably. Because, yeah. Yeah.
And it's diluted form.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can just snort it.
You can snort it like people would snort Smarties in school. So bad.
It's insane.
It is.
Just sugar up your nose. What?
Exactly. Just...
Ow.
But yeah. So that is just funny to me. And Louie's nervous because...
Yeah.
he has to actually do it. Because, okay, before that, Violet, like, knows what all of these spices are. One of them is, like, cobra zest, demon pepper, and la muerte instantánea. And she's like, let's, like, drop the act. Like, you're not gonna do this.
Yeah, let's get out of here. You're white. You're not gonna be able to...
I didn't want to say it, but yeah.
I said it. And he's especially worried because they use stinky... I'm sorry, his name got to me.
If that is his name, I hope that is his name.
I swear that's his name. Should I bother looking it up? I'm already doing it.
Sure.
Oh, I don't think it is Stinky Boot. Stinky Boot is someone else.
Oh no. Who is it then?
Who is this?
Is it Ugly Mug?
He's Ugly Mug!
I knew it.
It's not as funny.
No.
His name was Ugly Mug, but he wants to be called Jitterbug.
Okay, it's Jitterbug. I should have known. Oh, we thought it was Stinky Boot is so much funnier.
So much funnier.
Because Ugly Mug is just mean.
It's just mean. Stinky Boot is fun. It's a conversation starter.
Yeah. Oh no, we lost.
No, I'm fine. I'm here.
You're good.
Should we call him Jitterbug then?
Yeah, it's Jitterbug.
To make up for mixing up his name.
Yeah.
So they use Jitterbug as like a taste, like as an example, a taste tester. They shove him forward.
Yeah. And he like dies.
He dies later.
Yeah.
Because he puts literally one drop of one of the spices on his tongue, and like a little flame erupts the moment that happens, and then he passes out.
Yeah. I still have a craving for Fun Dip.
Oh, Fun Dip! That's what it looks like too. It's
Yeah.
the color of Fun Dip. And Louis tries to kind of like talk he's like, he's worried. Mm-hmm. But Rocker Duck has got this in the bag.
Yeah.
I mean, oh boy!
Why so nervous, Serpent? It's merely a spice-off. A ritualistic tool known by even the most unseasoned of criminals. Unseasoned. It's a pun. Spice pun. Everyone laugh. Laugh at my spice pun.
I guess this is done by criminals all the time.
Yeah.
He specifically says by unseasoned criminals, and he's like, get it? Spices, it's a pun. And he tries to get
one laugh.
Yeah. And yeah, this is when Kristoff mentions that, Louis not scared. He's the fastest spice shooter in 3 continents. And I did a 2 sign because I'm...
You did put up 2 fingers.
But, yeah.
So Rocket Duck, like, drinks the spice. There's, like, slurping noises.
Yeah.
And it's powder. Mm-hmm. But he downs all the spice and like licks his lips and his fingers, even though he has no taste buds.
Yeah.
He's just proving a point.
For the drama of it all. And also he's tasting his gloves, which he didn't wash his hands earlier. It's just a whole ordeal. Oh, no. He's nasty.
Yes. He's from 18 whatever.
Hygiene? I don't know her.
Hygiene doesn't exist. I don't think they wash their hands at that point.
Oh, God.
Oh, no. Anyway, his taste buds were all singed off when he was frozen.
Yeah. And he's like, it's like, so I got this beat, but, sadly I'll never be able to enjoy deviled eggs again.
Which, of course, are his favorite food.
Mm-hmm.
I love that, his youth was restored and he's fine, but his taste buds did not come back.
Oh, no. And so, Louis still trying to be like, he's trying to play it off, basically. He's, yeah, sure, I've done this before. I've eaten, like, a bunch of haunted ghost pepper gumbo at a Spoonerville festival, like a feisty fiesta cook-off, which sounds really fun, actually.
To distract everyone, he's like, everyone look over there at that thing! And everyone looks where he's pointing, and then he throws one of the spices in Jitterbug's face, and then he dies.
Yeah. And I think Jitterbug is like, why? Like,
yeah. He's dead. Like, he has one leg propped up on the table. And his one eye is, like, open and unseeing.
Yeah, he's dead. Oh my god.
Dead. We're never gonna see Jitterbug again.
But it's so, so unlike other things, like, no one really falls for it, because immediately Kristoff is like, something's off here. And he looks at Jitterbug, and he, like, tastes some of the spice on his mouth.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if does he taste it? Oh, he does taste it.
He does taste it.
And he's not affected by it. I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah. And so he immediately to Louis, he's like, you're, what is this? Like,
you're not cheating, are you?
Yeah.
Because you know what happens to cheaters here.
Mm-hmm. And then
cheetahs never prosper.
We cut to this, like, shot of, like, a cheetah dressed in, like, a nice suit.
Yeah.
Being put into, like a jail cell, like a little cell.
Yeah. A cage kind of thing.
Yeah.
And they slap him and cards fall out of his mouth because I guess he was counting cards.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he looks so scared as he's like lifted up into the ceiling to God knows where.
He's just gonna hang there now, I guess.
And I love Kristoff watches this with like this like cold stone cold expression as he's lifted up. And Louis like, do you mean cheaters or cheetahs?
And Kristoff is immediately like, both.
What kind of discrimination is this?
Yeah. Oh no.
Are all cheetahs natural cheaters?
Is that like the stereotype?
Do they have to live up to the pun?
Oh no.
Oh, stupid. I think that was my favorite joke of the episode, though.
Yeah. It's fun.
Louis has no choice but to eat. I don't know how to describe. Eat the spice.
I guess.
Because they always make like they're swallowing it whole, and I'm like, that would be hard as hell. This is like, it's powder.
Yeah, unless it's like really fine.
Yeah.
But even then,
yeah.
I don't know. I'm someone that would eat tajin, but you need to like...
Yeah, but even then, like, it takes a while. You can't just, like, pour it down your throat like you choke.
Yeah.
It's dry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I don't know, but he puts it down because he's like, I can't do it.
Yeah, but Violet leaps in.
Mm-hmm. And she just downs all three of them in one go.
Yeah.
And no reaction from Violet.
No, yeah. I think like the contest was that like, so you have to eat the spice and also like not sweat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so, Louis like, oh, like I'm not gonna do it because she did it, and it's like this moment of like, yay.
And then Rocket Duck's had enough. He's like, okay, these are legitimate children. He's like, that's not the silver tongue whatever. That's Louis Duck and some other kid.
Yeah. And everyone is like, at the mention that he's Louis Duck, Kristoff is like, wait, like, you're Louis Duck? And so everyone's like impressed, and Violet takes advantage of this, and she starts to say like, yes, like, it's Louis Duck who vanquished the Bombi. He like overthrew the Pharaoh Toth Ra, and he crushed Scrooge McDuck's greatest enemies with a single, like, pen stroke.
Which is fair, because he did actually do those things.
Yeah.
But then Louis gets on the table and, like, sings Violet's praises.
Mm-hmm.
Which is nice. I'm like, good.
Yeah,
she's badass, too.
So says Violet Saberwing, conqueror of the Shadow Realm and scourge of the dread sorceress Magica Dispel. Now you see why we go by fake names?
Because the truth of us is far more terrifying.
Yeah, I mean, she conquered the Shadow Realm, like, she beat, Magica Dispel. It's like a fun little moment. I love it.
Mm-hmm. And Rocket Duck backs up, because clearly he sees, like, obviously the crowd's on their side.
Mm-hmm.
And he backs up, and he's sweating. And Kristoff, noticing this, announces that he has lost the spice-off.
Yeah. And Rocket Duck is also like, God damn it, like, of all times for my bodyguard to be a baby. So I like that, continuity. So they did not fix Frankenjeeves. Yeah.
He's being babysat back at F.O.W.L HQ.
Yeah. So yeah.
And so all these criminals are kind of surrounding Rocket Duck.
Get his ass.
Because they do, drag him off. Do they put him in one of the cells, or they're going to? Oh, yeah, they're going to.
I think they're going to, yeah. That's funny.
Violet and Louis they're given the sword guard.
Mm-hmm. And they immediately run out. Yeah.
And we say goodbye to Rocket Duck. Always nice to see him.
And so as soon as they're out of the, what's it called? Spiceatorium?
Yes.
Violet's like, our true strength was just telling the truth. And Louis like, yeah, whatever. How were you able to eat all of those spices? Focus, oh my god, I can't pronounce it. Tibetan focus techniques, I have a membership to us Spice of the Month Club. Also, my mouth is on fire, excuse me. And she sticks her head into the trap.
Screaming.
Yeah.
So that was fun. So yeah, I think, theirs was definitely my favorite little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So next up is our third group, Huey and Lena, searching for in the splendor of the earth.
Mm-hmm. And Huey's like, I'm gonna need some graphing paper, a compass. And Lena's like, yeah, you're gonna need an excuse when F.O.W.L beats us for the blade. And Huey's like, I know we have to act fast, but I'm just, trying to look at Finch's notes for the city layout. He's, trying to map it out. And Lena's like, we're on it already.
Yeah, they happen upon it even faster than everyone else.
Yeah.
Because it's literally, there's this, it's very nice, mosaic on the ground.
Yeah.
And it's like a compass pointing north, compass points.
Yeah.
But one of the points is the actual blade.
Mm-hmm. And it's, embedded into the ground, basically.
And Lena decides the way to get it out is to use a giant mallet that she just found lying around.
And I love that. She takes action.
Yes.
But she's immediately stopped by Huey, who's like, no, we need to trap. Yeah, he's explaining that they need to tap into their true strength in order to free the blade. Lena is getting the hammer, and then he's all like, no, okay, this is an ancient artifact. We can't just completely destroy it.
Yeah.
We need to be careful.
And so he finds a stone, and he's able to jiggle the handle,
and
get it out. He's able to get to free the blade.
Yeah.
And then we see that standing in the shadows, is Steelbeak. He's sipping, tea probably. I think
probably.
Tea, or maybe coffee, right?
Oh yeah.
I feel like coffee would be a big thing here in Turkey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, probably some coffee.
Yeah. It's a very nice little cup as just watching them.
Yeah.
Because watching them do the work for him, basically.
Mm-hmm.
See? We did it!
Well, thank you. That's not the first time I got a nerd to do my homework.
Steelbeak?
Yeah, and it was nice to see Steelbeak again.
Yeah.
I think... Have we not seen him since the Double Duck episode?
We
at all?
have not.
Dang.
He was mentioned.
He was.
Yes, but that's it.
Yeah, so Jason Mantzoukas, always very nice to see him.
Yes.
Because so he throws his coffee cup and just runs forward to take the blade.
Mm-hmm. I assume, like, punch the kid to Huey specifically. But then we see that Lena, like, froze everything, and so everything is, like, grayscale, basically, now. And except for Lena and Huey, no one is moving.
Yeah, because she froze time, and then I put them in Huey's mindscape.
Mm-hmm.
So they can figure out how to beat him, basically, how to beat Steelbeak.
Yeah. And at first, Huey's like, you know, like, why didn't you, like, use your magic to get to the blade? And she's like, dude, like, just thank me for saving your life. You're not currently being punched.
Yeah, it's like 2 seconds.
Yeah, and now we can figure out how to get out of this mess. And so Huey's like, okay, I'm gonna take advantage of this and, like, try out infinite, like, simulations of what is the best way to get the best outcome out of the situation.
Yeah. And Lena's like, oh, I just meant, like, find where to punch him.
Yeah.
But no, Huey wants to be practical and, like, and he wants to think this through. He wants, like, a plan.
Yeah, he specifically says that he doesn't want to, like, he doesn't want to fight because fighting is chaos. And he doesn't really want to be a part of that. And so we start
this montage of his failed attempts.
Yeah.
I mean, his first attempt is trying to just, like, avoid Steelbeak.
Yeah, yeah.
And that obviously doesn't work.
Mm-hmm. He gets, like, shoved.
He's basically all into Steelbeak, grabbing the sword and shoving him.
Mm-hmm. Like, at one point he tries to, like, talk or, like, reason with Steelbeak. He's like, you know, like, I want the sword, you want the sword, I'm sure we can figure something out. No.
And his third attempt is trying to bribe him with a bucket full of nails.
Yeah.
Because he assumes that's what this man eats.
And I hate it.
Because in the simulation, Steelbeak eats the nails.
Yeah.
And the bucket.
It's like a steel bucket.
What's that? Yeah. I ate a boil of nails for breakfast.
So? Without any milk.
Oh, go right ahead.
SpongeBob reference again.
We're back. And I don't think we mentioned they know who Steelbeak is.
Yeah.
Yeah, which confused me.
Yeah,
since only Dewey and Launchpad met him, and they thought it was a video game.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So it doesn't make sense that they would know who he is. Besides, I mean, Darkwing told them that some guy with a steel beak attacked him.
Yeah,
but
I don't think Launchpad got his memory back and was able to be like,
no.
Hey, I know this guy.
Yeah, and Dewey didn't know that. Yeah, Dewey wasn't aware. So yeah, I think I would have liked a better introduction for some of these F.O.W.L agents.
Mm-hmm.
Like Steelbeak. Maybe even Gandra more. Like when them acknowledging, like, oh shit.
Yeah, yeah. Because I guess it's like, I don't know, there was a slideshow presentation of who everyone was at one point that we don't get to see, but it would have been interesting to see. Because, yeah, like, how does Huey know who this is?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Add another tally to the reasons why this episode didn't stick with me.
Yeah. I love him eating the fucking nails, though.
Yeah.
He does this without speaking, which is fantastic.
And then he immediately, like, takes the blade from Huey and just tosses him.
And the next simulation, Huey breaks down crying.
He's like, please don't hurt me. This is all I have. And he's like, his big ol' eyes.
Please, sir, no! Don't hurt me! This blade is all I have! And I love you?
And then he tries costumes next.
Oh my god. Like, why did he think this, like, Victorian man would work?
Yeah. And then he tries hiding the blade behind him. This blade is twice his height. And then he's a garbage man.
Yeah, like when he was a Victorian man, Lena just walks away from him like she's done.
Yeah. And then because a boy.
And he's wearing one of those little, like, propeller hats that no kid in real life has ever worn. And, like, overalls.
And a fake steel beak, because he assumes Steelbeak has had this steel beak since he was a kid.
Oh, Huey.
Lena's on her phone. Does she have Wi-Fi in the Mindscape?
I guess.
And we see a bunch of Huey's, his next disguises.
Yeah. We get a clown.
Yeah.
We get, like, a newspaper boy.
Yeah, a newsie.
Yeah. And she, like, takes a picture of him, because we get, like, one last attempt, and he's, like, falls by her, and she just, like, takes a picture.
And he's getting mad now that none of his attempts are working.
Yeah. And Lena's like, like, dude, like, you just have to, like, face this. Like, there's no thinking involved, really. You just have to do it. And Huey's very, like, insistent that, like, no, he can think of a good plan to defeat Steelbeak.
And as he says this, a creepy metal door, a very locked door, appears behind them. And, like, in, like, red paint, is, like, scrawled, "The Duke of Making a Mess."
And so, like, obviously Lena's gonna go open that door. Well, she goes towards it.
And she opens it.
Yeah. Yeah, because Huey at first just tries to block her, like, don't. She's like, nope.
And she unleashes, like, a little feral gremlin Huey.
Yeah. It's just funny, because his, like, eyes are, like, red, like, all of the, like, the eye is red and stuff.
Yeah. His clothes are torn, his hat's torn.
Yeah.
His hair is messier, his fingers are sharp.
Yeah. He's just a little feral.
And so, yeah, so this is the Duke. It's so because Huey fights it and Huey forces it back behind the locked door. And he explains that this is, it's that the Duke is pure emotion and chaotic rage. And he's afraid of it.
Yeah. He tells Lena, because Lena's like, like, that's your true strength. Like, that's something that you're hiding inside you. And Louis saying that the reason he hides it, like, deep inside of him, it's because, like, it gets in the way of his thinking, and it, like, pure emotion, pure rage, like, it goes against everything he stands for, really. So he doesn't want to face any of that. And Lena's like, no, like, you as someone that used to be Magica Seattle, like, you can't just hide parts of you. You can't, you can't be afraid of different parts of you. You gotta own up to them. You gotta own them.
The parts that you don't like.
Yeah.
You can't just ignore them.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I mean, and this is, like, I mean, Huey's the only one of his brothers who has this rage. It's the same, it's like the Duck McDuck temper that we've seen.
Yeah.
And, yeah, so I think I would have liked, I don't know, because we've seen it, we've seen Donald, we've seen Della show that same anger. Donald, to the point that he went to anger management.
Yeah.
To get a better handle of it. And so I think that adds further credence to us wanting Della and or Donald, both of them, in the episode with Huey. Because also I would like to see more of Donald and Della. Donald obviously inhabiting the parent role, the dad role, and then also Della also starting to inhabit that same role.
Yeah.
And helping Huey with this, and this is something they've both dealt with. Donald, to the point he went to anger management to get help to be a better parent.
Yeah. Like, I think Lena, it serves a good, like, role, but she's not, like, it's a mirror, but, yeah, like, Donald and Della would have been a good example of that. Like, Donald could have been, like, like, you don't be afraid of it. Like, I understand why you would be, like, it's overwhelming and you don't want to become, like, an angry person, but you don't have to let it do that. Like, you can you know, if you feel like it's taking over, like, we can both go to anger management.
I think we both also miss Donald, and I think I do want him back inhabiting that parent role.
Yeah, because, like I said, I like him and Daisy, but it seems odd to me that he would step away to such a degree that we've seen in the show.
It's not really acknowledged that he has.
Yeah.
Beyond the fact that we're not really seeing him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, so I would have liked to see Donald and Della here.
Mm-hmm.
But, whatever. We're nitpicking some more.
But yeah, I think it's sweet of Lena to, like, try to encourage him in this sense.
Yeah, because he does enter. He does step through the door.
Mm-hmm.
To, like, accept this part of himself.
Yeah. He says...
Lena,
he goes in, he's like, remember me as I was, and Lena's like, ugh, like,
very dramatically. And Lena snaps them back to the present.
Mm-hmm.
And again, Steelbeak grabs a sword, shoves Huey to the ground, and he's like, alright, job well done. But then we hear some inhuman noises coming from Huey, who gets up with red eyes and sharp teeth. I don't think we mentioned the Duke's sharp teeth.
Oh yeah, we didn't. They're very important to the look.
Yes.
And he, like, claws at Steelbeak.
Yeah. It's like a Donald type fight, the way he attacks him. Like, just full on jumping at him.
Mm-hmm. He even does, like, the circle, kind of like, we don't see it kind of
blurry
thing. Yeah. But we see that, like, it's not enough. Mm-hmm. That he kind of, because, you know, Steelbeak manages to grab him and just, like, throw him again. And so, like, his like, anger wasn't enough to defeat Steelbeak, really.
Yeah, he needs, like, the power of his rage along with his reasoning. Reason.
Yeah.
And so we see, like, inside Huey's mindscape, and it's so dramatic. It's fantastic.
I love when DuckTales, like, does stuff like this. It's so, like, weird. And I just think of Glomgold.
It's similar vibe to the Glomgold's dreams in Ballad of Duke Baloney, because we get this hard cut to Huey's mindscape, and like Huey is on this like the white like beach, and like almost grayscale, while the Duke is in this like in the middle of this black ocean surrounded by like red stones, and like the Sword of Swanstantine is there like held in like the grip of a statue. Mm-hmm. And they have to, like, meet in the middle and shake hands. Yeah. And it's, like, this very, like, dramatic... You see, like, the contrast of, like, the waves and the sand. And they shake hands and Huey emerges from his mindscape. Yes. Yeah. He gains, like, ninja powers. Yeah. He, like, very calmly, like, does a flip and, like, lands on Steel... Yeah. He lands on Steelbeak and gives him a wedgie. Like, with this calmness that terrifies Steelbeak. Yeah. And then he ties his shoelaces, kicks him, so he falls over, and then catches the sword. Yeah. It's very graceful. It is super graceful, though he drops the sword because it's too heavy. Yeah. And Steelbeak, like, crawls away, like, terrified. He's so scared of this kid. It's fantastic.
That kid's an animal.
And I love Lena's reaction. She's like, that was the most beautiful ass kicking I've ever seen. Like, I'll always remember it. And then behind them, Scrooge and Heron literally land. Mm-hmm. Like, they fall from some great height to the ground. Right, and Scrooge, Scrooge manages, he snaps her sword in half. Mm-hmm. Like the blade she had coming out of her prosthetic arm. And he's like, children, to me! He just assumes they're in the vicinity and they haven't gotten terribly lost. And they are. You're lucky, Scrooge, they haven't gotten lost in this completely new city they've never been to before.
And they've all come with the pieces they recovered.
Mm-hmm. And so Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. We see that, F.O.W.L has also gathered.
Mm-hmm.
So Ganja, Steelbeak, Heron, Rockaduck are all back here.
Mm-hmm.
And Steelbeak makes a joke.
Steelbeak says this, their bizarre adventure is over. He's like, get it? Bizarre?
And the Bizarre Adventure is a reference to JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Oh, is it?
The manga anime, which I have never watched or read.
No.
So I don't know what that's about.
Mm-mm. I can't even say that I vaguely know about it. I just seen it in my peripheral.
I've seen the memes.
Yeah.
And I have a friend who named her beta fish JoJo.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's all I know.
That's the extent of my knowledge. But Heron's like, shut the fuck up. Scrooge, give us the sword.
And before they can do so, Lena's like, come on, like, Duke, like, Huey, like, duke it up again. And Huey's like, no, like, too tired, I need to recharge before I can do that again.
And since Scrooge's reinforcements are all literal children, he tells them to give up the sword pieces.
Yeah. And they do. They're like, okay, sure. And so they, like, put them on the ground, and they, like, turn blue, and they, like, float up into the air. And they make, like, the full sword.
Yeah. But Scrooge knows something that everybody else doesn't.
Yeah.
And so this, as the sword lowers and Heron grabs it, it goes back to normal, goes back to the gold. But Heron only has it for a second before it starts glowing again.
Mm-hmm. And
I think, like, shocks her. It, like, it shoots energy at her.
Yeah.
And it goes flying out of her hands.
Mm-hmm. And it's, like, floating directly in front of Scrooge and the kids. So Scrooge knew that the sword can only be claimed by someone that, like, possesses inner strength. And that Heron doesn't really have inner strength. She has, like, he calls, like, all surface. He calls her all surface. And so that, you know, the kids all use their inner strength, and the kids are Scrooge's inner strength.
Which is super cute.
Yeah.
That was very sweet.
That was like, oh, I'm like, oh. So he has the sword now.
And once he holds it, this, like, ancient, like, Roman-looking-ish armor.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's more... Let's see, Constantinople was owned by the Byzantines, I think. Whatever.
I can't help you here.
This ancient armor appears on him.
Yeah.
And then similar armor appears on all the kids.
Mm-hmm. And so he's like, you know, to F.O.W.L, like, are you ready to continue this fight?
He's like, yeah. Do you want to try me?
Yeah.
I got a huge sword.
And an army of children.
Yep.
And no, Heron's immediately like, okay, let's bail, like, go.
Yeah. And they all run. And Rockaduck threatens, I guess, to sue them once his lawyer has been unthawed.
I hate it.
Has been thawed, sorry.
Yeah.
Unthawed is freezing him again.
Oh no.
He definitely froze his lawyer against his will.
He's like, well, what people in my life now would be convenient to have later?
Yeah.
I'm gonna freeze you.
I know. A 19th century lawyer.
Oh no.
They don't have, like, Fountain of Youth stuff for him?
No. Just, again, like, wet beef jerky.
Oh.
Not gonna be good.
So they go back to the kebab. Was it kebabs? Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
To the kebab stand. And the store owner is looking happy because Scrooge actually bought food from him this time.
Yeah. So he's, like, slicing, like, the lamb with the sword.
Yeah, did he do it for all of them?
I guess.
Did he pay extra to slice the lamb himself?
Maybe. Oh my god. But yeah.
He gives them all kebabs.
Yeah. Because he had, well, as like the transition is happening, he's like, oh, like we have the sword now, let's make sure to use it wisely. And then we cut to him using it to slice lamb.
The wisest of uses.
And the kids finally get to eat.
Yes. And they all point their kebabs and sword dramatically in the air.
Mm-hmm. And cheer.
And they did it.
Yeah, and I love Huey. Like, you hear him ask, like, do you think you washed the sword before you cut the meat? No, Huey, he did not.
No. Centuries of people have walked on that sword. It's never been cleaned.
Oh no, a little gravel in your kebab.
Yeah, it's good for you. But, so they're very proud and happy to have, as far as they know, gotten one over on F.O.W.L.
Mm-hmm.
But that may not be the case.
No. So we go to, like, a pier, I think?
Yeah, they're, like, a bit outside of the main city.
Yeah. And I love that we have, like, the F.O.W.L car that they
the
rode in.
Jeep.
Yeah.
Rocket Oak's inside, I guess with the AC, but also the window down.
He's just wasting it.
He doesn't understand how it works. He thinks they're just ice cubes in there.
And yeah, so we have, Gandra's just, like, sitting on the hood of the car.
And, Heron's on the phone to Bradford. It seemed like they were never after the sword to begin with.
Mm-mm.
They wanted,
Like, because she says that they actually did accomplish their mission, and they have what they came for. So she has a little tiny Scrooge feather.
And we assume it's Scrooge, because
Yeah,
because she was fighting him, so I assume,
Mm-hmm.
But we don't know why they wanted the feather.
No.
Mystery. Yeah, so I guess, it was, I guess it's another example of F.O.W.L being,
F.O.W.L.
one step ahead of them.
Oh, yeah.
Forgot words.
But yeah.
Yeah, that was the episode. Any last thoughts before we get into questions?
Because I don't think we mentioned this, but we had talked about the fact that at first, before we discussed everything else, before we reteamed everyone up, we had talked about how, like, the reveal that it was all, like, a distraction felt, like, repeated. Like, it felt like we had just done that.
Yeah, with Impossible.
Yeah, so I was like, I don't know, like, that somehow, like, that reveal, I guess, wasn't as powerful as it was the first time, because I was like, oh.
Yes. The end of Impossible was definitely a big surprise, and it felt very, like, significant. Like, we were building up to something. So, yeah, I mean, I guess, this just shows again that, that F.O.W.L knows something they don't.
Yeah.
And that just another example of the fact that we don't know what their plan is.
Mm-hmm. So I like that. But yeah.
Alrighty, our blah blah blah. Our Twitter questions. From Crying Drama 32. Do you think there's going to be more of Huey since it was supposed to be his season, or that's it with his development, or will the Duke come back at the end to save the day?
Sorry, I thought of that. It was supposed to be the summer of George.
It was supposed to be the summer of Huey.
I hope we get to see more, because honestly, if that's it for his development, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah.
Because, like, I get the importance of, like, but, like, of him, like, realizing that anger isn't, like, always, like, a negative thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know, I'm someone that has and had previous anger issues that it's taken me a long time to, like, calm them down, and also, like, but also be aware that, like, there are instances in which anger can motivate you and where it's necessary, but whatever. But, like, so, to me, him having that conversation should be the start. Like, this should be, like, a nice little, like, start of a bigger conversation. So if this is, like, the start and the end, then it's kind of disappointing.
Yeah, I think, since the Duke has been a thing since season 1, I would want, a bit more, I don't know, like, focus on it.
Yeah, or, like, more of a struggle with it, because I get that, like, Huey's very, like, once I understand something, like, I understand it, but I would like to see him kind of struggle, and then we could bring in Donald into the conversation.
We just want more Donald.
Yeah, like, this is how Donald can still win. Like, we can do it. Because I think that would be important, you know? I mean, I'm someone who thought Huey was going to be more involved with the next episode, which was between Donald and Daisy.
Yeah.
But, you know. Yeah.
No.
No.
Let's see. From Errant Harpy, there were some unique team-ups this episode. Which one was your favorite? What unlikely pairings would you like to see in the future?
I mean, mine was Louie and Violet.
Same.
Yeah. Unlikely.
Goslin.
Yeah.
I want to see Goslin. I want to see Goslin with Webby.
Yes.
That would be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Goslin at first wouldn't know what to do with Webby's energy.
Oh, she would not.
Yeah.
That would be fun, yeah.
Goslin would bully Huey.
Yeah. Sadly. We don't need another character to bully Huey.
Bully. I feel like she would really get along with Louie.
Yeah, yeah.
I think I would like to see her and Webby since Goslin seems so put together, and Webby can be all over the place.
Yeah, I think that would be very, very interesting. Yeah. Now I really hope we get that.
I think it's been confirmed that Goslin does meet the rest of the kids.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
But that's to look forward to. Let's see, from Alex K91. How does the sword know that someone is worthy?
Magic.
I was going to say, through magical sword means.
Yeah. You know, or someone made it with, like, with magical intent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Magic reasons. Let's see, from Sexy Donut 666. Dewey was pulling some double O duck moves and suaveness when he was blind. Do you think he internalized it?
Maybe, but I feel like he's always kind of been...
Yeah, he's been, I think, the most, like, athletic of the boys.
Just no thoughts, head empty.
Yeah.
Running at things.
Just leap into danger.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is all of our Twitter questions.
So, we have a question from our Tumblr from The Humanity, who asks, why didn't Lena just murder Stewie? Freezing time and entering Huey's mindscape is cool and all, especially since she's doing that stuff on command now instead of on accident, but she could have just totally blasted the guy into a wall and walked away with the sword. Yeah, I know Huey wouldn't have found his inner strength if she did that. That's the writing reason. But what's the in-universe reason?
The writing reason.
I mean, yeah, like, Lena could have done more, but yeah, the reason is the writing reason.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She does have cool wizard powers, but she's not going to really use them this episode. She's going to use them, but not to fight, because she saw Huey and realized she needed some character development.
They're like, oh, it's the summer of Huey. We gotta give him something. Yeah. It would have been fun. She could have beat his ass.
Yeah, she does, like, magical good transformation. Yeah. Like, throw him into the bay. I don't know.
Yeah. It would have been too easy.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah. We have another question from Tuna Dos Tres, who asks, what F.O.W.L field agent is your favorite and why? And they also say, also very disappointed they made Constantine a swan and not Zeus. Shake my head.
They couldn't make Zeus a swan because the myth is too bad.
Yeah. No.
That would have been too much of a deep cut and gross.
We don't want kids Googling swans. No.
Swan and Zeus together.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah. Who's your favorite F.O.W.L agent?
Ooh. Who's yours?
Mine? I think it's Heron, because I just love how, like, she's obviously there for the drama and for the villainy.
Yes.
And we see that
fun.
Yeah, we see that in her episode, but she's just having fun, like, and I love that about her.
I really like Steelbeak. No, I really like Steelbeak. I was blah, 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 blah. Jason Mantzoukas' performance really lends a lot to the character.
Oh yeah.
And I really like this version of Steelbeak. Mm-hmm. Especially since he's just starting out and he's still kind of a dumbass. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to see him potentially learn. Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, I would say he's, like, my second favorite, because he's just funny and stuff, but I love Heron's just energy.
Yes. Yeah, Heron is wild. She's also very fun. She's like, yeah, she loves that she, like you said, she, like, revels in being evil. Mm-hmm.
She's just like, I don't need a reason besides I want to be a villain to be a villain. I love that.
She's like the lady from, I can't remember her name, from Addams Family Values.
Oh. All I ever wanted was a ballerina Barbie in her pretty pink tutu. My birthday. I was 10. And do you know what they got me? Malibu Barbie.
We have one last question from Anonymous.
Ooh. Who was in this episode? There's so many characters. Christoph.
Yeah? That's okay. So Christoph asks, do you have any theories on what they're gonna do with the feather?
Clone Scrooge.
That was literally my first thought. Yeah.
I think especially with the first adventure plot. Mm-hmm. Like Scrooge McDuck's heir is like a minor plot thread at the end. And I'm like, are they gonna clone Scrooge? Are we gonna see like a baby Scrooge? Like a horrible deformed baby Scrooge because they couldn't clone him properly?
Maybe. I mean, we already have baby Frankenjeeves.
We do.
We also have like his, like, the whole thread of, like, his robot. Like, that's his mirror image.
Yeah, fuck. Are they gonna, like, clone, like, have a Scrooge clone in a jar? It's gonna, like, they're gonna age him up rapidly?
Yeah. I mean, Gyro has been making clones.
Fuck, Gyro has been making clones. Gyro's a secret F.O.W.L agent.
Again. I still love that theory.
That's a fun theory.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that was my first thought.
Yeah, I don't know why else they would want, like, Scrooge's feather.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think cloning is our theory so far.
Yeah.
Could they use any of the things they have to clone someone? No, right? They have the Harp of Nirvana, they have the fountain, that who knows how that works. Mm-hmm.
I mean, the only other option is, like an ingredient to a potion we have yet to see.
Yeah, I'm leaning more towards cloning, since they are so science-based.
Yeah. Cloning. That'd be fun.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
But yeah, that's
we'll
it.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is all of our questions. Mm-hmm. Alrighty. Thank you guys for sending in questions. And check out our Twitter, because that is where everything is happening. I sometimes forget to post things to Tumblr, like, in a timely manner. But Twitter's where it's happening. That's at Amores Patos.
You can also, Tumblr is still there, so you can send us questions, comments at our Tumblr at amorespatospodcast.tumblr.com.
You can also send us questions if you do not have a Tumblr or a Twitter. You can send us questions to our email at amorespatospodcast@gmail.com. And leave us a review. We would love that.
Yeah.
And we'll read it here on the air. I think that's the phrase.
Yes.
Sure. And
yeah.
Thank Michael at Spintrick for our lovely cover art. I believe they are currently accepting commissions.
Yes.
So check them out.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that is all for us.
Mm-hmm.
Saludos, amigos.
Saludos, amigos.
Constantinople, now it's Istanbul, not Constantinople, been a long time gone. Constantinople, now it's Turkish delight on a moonlit night. Every gal in Constantinople lives in Istanbul, not Constantinople. So if you've a date in Constantinople, she'll be waiting in Istanbul. Even old New York was once New Amsterdam.